Hello, I'm live. Shrink this one down. Talk to this. Gonna set up my charts for a little bit. All right. Right there. And the first one. All right. So what's up? I'm not sure if anybody's listening to this one or yet. I'm doing a lunar return for a friend of mine, and we're gonna get up right in. So for those of you who don't know, lunar return, we're gonna focus in on this chart right here for right now. You see a lunar return. I'm looking for the 20th degree, 5th minute of Scorpio. That's what I'm looking for when I set up a lunar return chart. This is the natal birth chart. So this right here is the natal chart that I set up for the lunar return, which was September 19th, 2023 at 12:30 p.m. And so you see 20, 25, 25, I matched it up. So now, this is not like a transit chart. I'm not going to compare this chart to the natal birth chart. I'm actually eventually going to switch it up. So, we got, first thing you do when you look at the chart, this is just me. I'm going to start with the rising sign. Because the rising sign is fire sign, it's going to be 7th degree of Sagittarius. That means this is going to be kind of high-spirited month, high-energy month. So you got the Sagittarius influence for the month. Because that's a fire sign, I'm going to go to the condition of the sun. If that were a water or not a water, an air sign. If that were an air sign, I would go to the sun as well. But if it were water or earth, then I would be going to the moon. And that's just, I got some in my teeth. That's just what I do for natal charts and everything. So we go to the sun. What is the aspect between the sun, 26th degree Virgo, and the ascendant, 7th degree Sagittarius? That is not an aspect, so that'll be separated by 34, 64, 68, 69, 70. I suppose at 72 degrees, that does make an aspect. That's one of the hidden aspects I talk about. So, I'm stoned, so I kind of look kind of spacey now. I'm not going to consider that a massive aspect. So this is not, the sun is not going to be charging this month. So that might kind of cancel out the high-spirited Sagittarius influence, like, you know, like you're trying to crank start a cold battery in this instance. The battery works, but you just got to get a little warm on this one. So, because let's go, okay, we can analyze the conditions of the sun. So, 26th degree, let's go look for other planets in the 26th degree. Hey, that's exactly opposite Neptune. So, you're going to be dealing with that would explain the amnesia case, because again, this has happened on September 19th. So sometime in between September 19th and the next one. So let's go ahead and set up this next one. And I'm going to have to go to a different site because right there. And we are, oh, that's not it. We're dealing with some dysfunction right now. All right. I'm going to go home. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the chart for next month's lunar return. And so we're going to go. I already did it. I just didn't save it because I want to show you guys how I calculate this. We'll go to October 16th, 2023. Because now I'm going to have September's lunar return as well as October's lunar return right next to each other. And I believe this is going to be the 16th. Oh, wait, no, it's going to be at 6:10 a.m. Ventura, California. And bang. Did I get it right? No, I guess it wasn't the 16th. It's going to be, let's try the 17th. Oh, maybe it was 6:10 p.m. on the 16th. This is just, yep, there it is. All right, see, I'll zoom in on this. Now I'm looking at 2005. Now you see me calculate a lunar return chart. So now I'm going to shrink this down. Get everything set up so I can see it. And now we have two lunar return charts. Now, again, this is not like a transit chart where you take the planets of today and compare them to the natal chart. This is where you take this chart as a whole and you look at it as a month. So you would actually set up a transit chart according to one of these. So if I wanted to set up a transit chart, I would use this current one because this one I'm shaking right now, that's the current lunar return, which started again September 19th. So if I was going to do a current lunar return, I would set that up for Sagittarius, and I'm not going to if I want to do a transit chart because we're just going to get back into it. Now you see how boring setting up charts is. Now you see why I usually got a football screen on, watching sports or something like that. There, now I got my chart set up. All right, so we'll go to the sun. Sun, that's the closest aspect to the Pluto. So that's going to intensify the sun aspects. That's going to have good Pluto, good old transformational, regenerational, Phoenix rising from the ashes cliche. That means you're going to have to recover from something. Maybe like some weird surgery or amnesia where you get a bunch doped up and then you're kind of foggy for a bunch of days, because that's perfectly represented by this opposition right here between the Neptune and the sun. Neptune makes you hazy and lazy and dreamy and confused. You don't know the difference between the cooking stove and a jar of peanut butter. So that explains a lot right there. That explains everything right there. I don't even need to explain a lot. It explains everything right there. And so that's going to be the main aspect for this lunar return. And then we're going to go to the trine between Pluto and Uranus. This is a generational thing because that's in the 22nd degree. See right there? I'll zoom in a little. See, that's in the 22nd degree. And that is in the 27th degree. That's about 5 degrees separation. And for those two planets, that's not very tight at all. So if that had been a tighter aspect, then you never know what you might have done or said during the I got some weird comments coming in. Somebody's watching me other than our victim for the day. All right, so that trine between Uranus and Pluto is not going to be extremely tight, and neither will be the one between the sun, and that's a good thing. That means you would have probably had a lot more weird stuff going on when you were coming out of the amnesia. So you look at this. This actually forms a kite pattern, which is usually pretty good, but it's going to be influenced by that T-square right there. We'll discuss that in a little bit. So these things are pretty complicated. Again, I'm not, if I were to compare this to your natal chart, I would just look at the dominant planets and see what aspects they are right here. But because what the word, chart pattern is the word I'm looking for. So that's a chart pattern right there, that kite. That's a chart pattern right there, that T-square. Because they're in this they're conflicting energies right now. You don't know where to direct the energies of either pattern. So it's not going to be a very productive month, is what I would say for that. You're not going to be able to get a lot of stuff done. And the month after that, now I can look at this month. Again, I'm going over, I set it up for that point right there. The next couple months look kind of on the haywire side for you, simply because, well, every time you have a lunar return, it's going to be opposite that planet Uranus for a while. So every month or so, it's going to be, good old what the fuck. And so Uranus, again, this Uranus planet in the 22nd degree, that means it's going in retrograde and that aspect is tightening. So until Uranus goes direct, your monthly lunar returns are looking quite interesting. And that's going to be an everyday, everything. Again, I can go look, I'll eventually go look and tell you when that's going to be, an individual on Facebook and whatnot. If anybody other than Lissa sees this video, contact Matthew Keller, Keller Astrology at gmail.com, and I can give you individual reading. All right. My voice is getting kind of tired. I'm laying on my back, and it's getting kind of weird. So that aspect between Uranus, not Uranus, that's Uranus. Uranus and the moon, that makes things exciting and unpredictable. And because it's square with Venus for this one, that's going to trigger a bunch of relationships. So what I would say is go looking for people with Taurus and Scorpio and Leo. Those are the ones that are going to be causing problems, and Aquarius as well. So I'm guessing we're fitting around. All right. So yeah, I haven't looked at these charts yet because I like doing these kind of by surprise. But these energies are so scattered because each one of these planets, each one of these houses that the planet is in, is somewhere you're going to want to direct your attention. And because they're all scattered about, you don't know where to direct your attention. But because none of the aspects are extremely tight, like you don't have, well, you got that's 26, that's 27, that's 26. That's the tightest one. I guess that's in 25. But you got another one, a 15 and a 16 right there. But no, I would rather type stuff out and send it to you via that way because it's easier for me to explain, easier on my throat and whatnot. But you got Pluto in your second house. That's going to do something. Maybe that means something's going to... Now, this explains your surgery. This is not nothing more than you're going to have some sort of surgery that's going to make you stay at home and you're going to have a bunch of amnesia. So now that we figured that out, this isn't, you see, this T-square isn't tight because that Venus is in the 16th degree. So if that had been in the 20th degree for this, it would have intensified it more, but it didn't. So I really can't say it's going to be a super powerful month. So we can skip this one and we'll go set it up for November. And then hopefully it'll have less garbage than October's did. So again, I'm going to look for Scorpio 20th degree, and I already see something wild. Coming up. And you could see that conjunction of the Sun and Mars in the 22nd degree is okay. You see, oh, good night. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see this chart once it lines up. So I'm having to do math in my head, and it's not going so good. '20th degree, 5th minute. So I'm going to go back 8 minutes on that. So I'm going to go 12:15 on this. Bingo, 20:05. Now, this is where things get interesting. You see how November 13th. Now, you see I got this. So now I'm looking at this one. So this is October 16th. This is the one coming up. And, ooh, and then this is the one following it. This November 13th one sparks my interest more because you see how you have all these planets aligned down here, and it's going to be opposite this right here. That say 21. That says 2022. So that's going to be a new moon. We got a new moon on the 13th, and that's what's going to be interesting. The thing with these lunar returns is it's not going to predict your year. This doesn't mean something massive is going to happen. You know, your car ain't going to explode and catch on fire. This probably means maybe you get mad and start yelling at the doctors because they're giving you some sort of runaround like you did, threatening to get some lawyers involved or whatnot. Well, maybe you actually do need to get some lawyers involved or whatnot, because you can see that this aspect from Neptune, I'll zoom in on this. See, this is the 25th degree, and that's going to be pretty tight with all those down there. That will give you the Neptune properties of dreamy and artistic and whatever. Maybe you have some weird dreams. Maybe this is one of those things where you start doing something artistic and decorative. I'm going to stretch out. Doing something artistic and decorative, or maybe something breaks. Maybe like you break a vase. Maybe you break a piece of artwork. Maybe you do something. Maybe you have violent dreams. Maybe you have a bunch of other things. So I would be, rather than try to predict what it is when it comes to the lunar return chart, I'll try to predict more when it is. So it's going to be coming into the houses. It's going to be communications and siblings. Maybe you have a fight with a brother or sister or a cousin, or maybe your kid's little bastard ass that day. That could indicate a lot of things, and it's kind of difficult to predict exactly what, but I am going to predict it's coming on November 13th. So something's going to happen on the 16th, and then it's going to happen on the 13th. And with that said, I'm going to end this boring ass video, and I'll go talk to you on other forms of the internet. So I will see y'all later.